said. I said that. So that means you assuming I'm already looking around the room, and you know, say, oh, there's windows here. I can't look at that. You know, look at those. But you know, that seems weird. But, you know, I don't know.
Well, I guess we basically want the player to like play in spaces that don't have those objects. Like when they choose to play the experience, they should not have that.
Well, then maybe you should say that instead of avoiding it.
Okay.
But other than that, I thought that was what I was talking about. So it's not that I didn't understand it. So you have to know that before you put your headset on. That's my point. So once your headset on, you don't know what you're looking for. Same thing with avoid moving objects. So is that why you wanted everyone to stand still, because it threw the system up?
Yeah, it had a lot more variables to it and stuff. Things could be triggered without you touching it, because the wand that you're using is the same thing as any other block in the real world.
Wow, that's tough though, because you know if you're going to have more people using this. There's going to be good. You can't move. Everyone stand still. Freeze.
Yeah, I think right now we're probably looking towards this to be a person playing in a fairly unfilled room, not too many people.
Yeah, actually you can move around, but not too quick. If you just move slowly, we will remove the voxels you created. Yeah. But if too many people...
That was the point.
Yeah.
So it's not that I didn't understand it. I just questioned it.
Just one more thing. So, well, I guess two things. I mean, what were like a few things that you did like about it?
I liked how it was built for me. I was able to navigate fairly easily. When I first put it on, like last week, and did it back in Pittsburgh, I was a little confused as to what I kept reaching out with my hands trying to feel what was going on. And but here since I had a little exposure to it, I felt pretty comfortable in the space. I felt pretty comfortable that the floor was building out for me as I moved through it. And then I was able to find the door. I knew where the door was, and I knew where the glass was. Well, I didn't know that. Chuck had to say next to it was the glass, because I saw an opening there as well. So I knew where the door was, and I can actually walk right through the door, or right into the glass. You guys hopefully would have stopped me from walking through the glass. But I felt comfortable, and I also felt like this one, the walls were realized a lot more than the one I used back in ETC.
The walls were what?
The walls were more realized. The walls were much more readable. The one I used back at ETC, the walls weren't as readable, and the color was different too. The color seemed a little bit better here, and that gave me more of an indicator that it was really wall here.
So when you said the walls were more readable, do you mean like the blocks that made up the wall, or more like the skin on it?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
That I knew that there was a surface there, a hard surface I couldn't go through. Back in ETC, that wasn't so. The visual sense wasn't as strong as it was here. That there was an object in front of me.
Yeah.
But then again, when you were in front of me, you weren't like a couple square blocks. You were this big, like all kinds of blocky kind of things this high. And I know you're not that big of a person, but the blocks were like huge around her.
Yeah, I mean, to explain, that does kind of happen, because like, well, when it scans and picks up people, you have to be facing at them and kind of like look around for those excess blocks to be cut off. But it's better.
I noticed that. I noticed when I moved my head, things would disappear.
Yeah.
And that was confusing. That's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That confused me. That why when I looked around, things were disappearing. So.
Yeah.
The walls weren't though.
Yeah.
Unless I moved away a little bit, then I would.
It probably meant that something was there, but it moved away.
And the reason I couldn't see the ceiling was because the lights on.
Yeah.
Is that why?
Probably.
There was nothing up there. I saw the moon. I think was the moon up there.
Yeah.
It was the sun or moon or whatever.
Yeah, that was probably it then. I mean, if something was moving away, I mean something was there, but it moved. Because it can't differentiate a person from a thing, it just moves the blocks.
Yeah.
But you have to be staring at it or moving your head for it to go away. Yeah. But I mean, at least it's better in terms of safety. If something is there, it looks bigger than smaller. If you want to see a fridge, you want to see a big fridge, then something that's, I guess. So the walls were more defined, you're saying?
Here, the walls were more defined here.
Yeah, defined. Okay. Any other questions about the experience or things that confused you?
No, I pretty much named all the confusing elements. Oh, there was like little things on the ground too. I didn't know what. When you said bushes, remember when you said poke the bushes for the sheep?
Yeah.
I thought the bush was that was the only thing that looked somewhat like a bush, even though it was like tiny.
Yeah.
But I was like, how could a sheep be in there? So,
Yeah.
but the depth perception was weird. Because I'm thinking, well, maybe those things are really far away, and they look. That's why they look small.
Well, those must be other. That was probably grass you were seeing and stuff like that.
Design is grass.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
the little
probably.
trees and flowers on the ground.
Yeah, and some of them, yeah, were like.
So that wasn't a big deal, but my initial reaction was maybe that's what it means by a bush,
Yeah.
because the square. And I had to look at that like several times before I thought. And then you had to tell me it was a square. It was a green square, and I said, oh, so okay, that's the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ralph. You've given us a lot of good information.